us a pair of male and a female, giving them a role of a collaborators, role of trying to, as a team players, to make sure that that child benefits from both of them. Each of us brings certain values, certain principles, certain characteristics, certain strengths and weaknesses. And I think we should really emphasize in the family, both father and mother should work as a team, and not that it's you do this because you are male and I'm a female.
And you know what's interesting, as you're speaking, by the same token, many times in society, not only, this is not restricted to the Muslim community, many times we think of family, we think of the mother, you know, the woman. So if something goes wrong in the family, the mother. Similarly, when we think about society and social work, we think that only men who can do social work and go and be involved. And actually, there should be a balance. When we speak of family, there are duties of both fathers and mothers, and in case they don't have children, husband and wife, and also in case of society, we need men and women. And I always like to speak about the role of women, you know, as if they are denied to partake in social work, in changing society, not only inside the house. You know what we're talking about? One-legged man. One-legged man cannot walk. He has to use crutches. And this is the situation in our community, unfortunately. And I really like to talk.
50% of our
50% of our community, and the world. Actually, it's a little bit more than 50% in our community. But it's how could you have a one-legged man?
Exactly.
So this is a problem. Our work is one-legged, so we will never be able to walk. That's what we have to emphasize. And I'm very happy that people like you who are taking the leadership, and you're one of the leaders in the Muslim community in Canada. Men and women respect you, leaders, imams. Why? Because we know that you have made an impact in changing a lot of these thinkings, and you have raised a lot of generations over the last 34 years, and you are actually making a big difference. My question here, women must partake, and men have to partake in the family, women must partake and be involved in society. Now, what are these challenges that we haven't spoken about that we should really address? You know, it could be at community levels, it could be Islamic centers, could be in society at large. Why women always are pushed aside?
I think personally there's really a lack of leadership, the leaders who are really standing up in a position, say, in community, in mosques, wherever, demanding from the community to re-examine their attitude towards this whole idea of whether women should be participating fully or not. And the examples are many now, because as you just said, that I am involved in, I have been since I can never remember. I come from a family where there was no difference was made between men and women. We all were asked to do the best we could, and that meant everything. And then also live within the bounds of Islam. Beauty of Islam is this: it provides you the guidelines. It gives you even how you should dress modestly so that you can interact with other men and women in society, in and everywhere. Why would Allah bother to write all that chapter, dress modestly? You know, gives you men and women, lower your gaze, all of these things. So these are etiquette, these are behaviors which are given to us. So if we accept that what the guidance the Quran gives us and live by it, then the men and women equally should be participating, because Allah says, I created you as a vicegerent. He didn't say I created man, oh man, as a vicegerent. Didn't say so. He said, I created you, and so you're part and parcel of this society. And the day of judgment, I am told, and I read and I understand, Allah is not going to say, I can't say, my husband said don't do this, we don't go and give money, or don't do this. Allah is going to say, you have all this guidance and instruction given to you just as well. So I think it's an issue of a leadership, issue of those who are in a position to stand up and say, a time has come that women must take responsibility, and we must hold women responsible. Other issue is that the women themselves aren't doing what it is required of them. They should be out there. I have taken my lumps. Nobody accepted me, and I still get that. I still get marginalized as a woman's voice somewhere where there are 20 men sitting. I live with that. I don't go in public and say, oh my God, look what they're doing to me. I consider that as a part of my jihad, as part of my struggle, because I'm trying to bring a social balance, equality and justice within our community and our relationship, and that requires jihad, requires struggle. It requires that I take my lamps. And so where are the Muslim women? You know, it's easy to go and write a book and criticize Islam and all what's that, but it is much harder when you go and try to implement what Islam says so, because that requires a greater responsibility and sense of dedication and tolerance.
Indeed, Sister Wahida, I thank you very much for being again in this show, and we would like to have you again more and more, because your experience and your wisdom and your commitment again, they did make a difference, and I hope that our viewers appreciate what you said, and we can take it from theory to practice. My dear viewers, if you have any comments or suggestions, as always, I ask you to write to us, and we always like to address the topics that you ask for. You can email us at the email at the bottom of the screen, info@faithoflife.net, or visit us at www.faithoflife.net. Until next time, I wish you all the best. Assalamu alaikum.